To say that functions are first-class data structures just means that you can do the same general types of operations on functions as you can on numbers and strings. So we saw that you could assign functions to variables, you could put functions in arrays and other data structures, you could pass functions into functions, you could return functions out from functions, and you could create functions without assigning them to variables. Finally, and most powerfully, you can create functions that capture local variables. These are called closures. Before I make a real closure, an anonymous function that captures a local variable you pass in, let's make a halfway step, an anonymous function that manipulates a fixed local variable. So function make times 7 function, introduce a local variable called, say, m, whose value is 7 and is always 7. And then I'll return a new function. That function will take an argument. We'll just make up a name for it like n. And that will return n times m. All right, see if you can understand what this is doing. When you call make times 7 function, the return value is not a number. The return value is a function. Well, what sort of function is it that it returns? Well, the function that it returns is a function that takes an argument, multiplies it times m, what's m? 7, and then it returns it. So the output of make times 7 function is itself a function. What does that function do? Take an argument, multiply it times 7, and return it. So let's try this out. Var f equals make times 7 function. F is not a number. F is now a function. How many arguments does it take? 1, n. So I call f of 12, and I should get 19. 12 times 7, not 12 plus 7. So I get 84. I take f of 10, I should get 70. F of 2, I should get 14, and so forth. Okay, now let's take this same idea and make it more general. Make multiplier function. But instead of fixing m, I'll pass m in. Now this is weird. What does that mean? Okay, well, what this means, if I say var f equals make multiplier function of 4, f is not a number, f is a function. What does f do? It takes its argument and multiplies it times 4. So if I say f of 10, I get 40. If I say f of 2, I get 8. Let me try this another way. Var m equals 3. Var f equals make multiplier function m. Okay, so what's f now? It's a function. What kind of function? One that multiplies its arguments times 3. So f of 7 should be 21. But what if I take m, that I used up here, and assign it to 4? And now I call f of 7. Do I get 21 or do I get 28? And the answer is 21. So when I called make multiplier function m, it passed in the value of m, 3, stored it in a different local variable. It happened also to be called m, but it was different. It had function scope, and the outside global variable is at this point now irrelevant. Now, this is confusing and difficult. If you can understand this, you really have a grasp on how functions, and especially anonymous functions, work. But Let me run through it one more time. So I pass in a number, say 10. M is 10. The output is itself a function. What kind of function? One that multiplies its argument times 10. Now, this seems very confusing. Marty, why are you covering advanced stuff so early? The answer is you need it in order to do AJAX in JavaScript and other operations that we'll be doing with jQuery. So you kind of can't avoid this. Even though it's kind of an advanced idea, it's something that you can't avoid. It comes up as a solution to a lot of problems. I can say it more strongly. It comes up as the unique solution, the only way to solve a certain number of problems, particularly with AJAX programming. So it's hard, but practice with it.